Good morning, class. Sorry I wasn't able to make it today. I have some family business I need to tend to, so we're just going to go ahead and proceed with the lesson. I sent you guys an email last night or yesterday in regard to what today's lesson is going to be. We're going to be doing some more practice testing. However, it's only going to be 5 problems. Yesterday we worked on some language art skills. Today we will be working on math skills. So if you look in your emails, you will see that you got a attachment to that email that has 5 problems on it. Those 5 problems are what we would have been working on today in class. Instead, I'm just going to go through the process to determine the solutions for them here with you through this Zoom/YouTube video. So let me switch over my camera so we can start this process. Hope you guys are having a good day so far. Okay, so we start. Now, if you're looking at problem number 1, it says, write in an expression equivalent to b to the power of 11 divided by b to the power of 4 in the form of mbm. So, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to rewrite the problem for number 1. Right? So we're going to have b to the power of 11 divided by b to the power of 4. Right? They want us to turn it into the BM form, right? Oops, sorry. To BM form. So what's the first thing we're going to do? We're working with division, right? B to the power of 11 divided by b to the power of 4, which means we're going to do what with the exponents? We're going to subtract. So you're going to write b to the power of 11 minus b to the power of 4, right? So this here is the same as saying this here. Do the math across. 11 minus 4 is what? B to the power of 7. So b to the power of 7 would be your answer for number 1, which reflects that this is in b to the power of m form. Got it? Going on to number 2. It says the formula for the rate at which water is flowing is R is equal to V over T, where R is the rate, V is the volume of water measured in gallons, and T is the amount of time in seconds for which the water was measured. First thing we're going to do is rewrite all the information that we need. So we know that R is equal to V over T. We know that R is equal to the rate. We know that V is equal to volume, and T is equal to time. So we have the R, the V, and the T. Now the question says select an appropriate measurement unit for the rate. Now when you're measuring volume, you want to make sure that you know the units that you're working with. And what does it say that volume is measured in? If you look back at the information, it's measured in gallons. So go ahead and put parentheses, G parentheses, so that you know it's being measured in gallons. And what is time being measured in? In this case, in seconds. So you want to make sure you put the S next to the time so that you know it's being measured in seconds. So what that looks like is you have your rate is equal to V G over T S, right? So the question says select an appropriate measurement unit for the rate. So if you were to go through this and do the equation, R is going to be equal to what? Your units, remember these are the units here, So we'll have G over S, which is gallons per second. So your answer would be the rate is equal to gallons per second. And I believe that is letter B for the questions. All right. Looking at number 3. It says enter an expression equivalent to 3x squared minus 4x plus 5 minus 8x squared minus x plus 5xy minus 4 using the fewest number of possible terms. So it looks like we're going to be combining like terms. So first thing we're going to do is rewrite the problem. 3x squared minus 4x plus 5 minus 8x squared minus x plus 5xy minus 4. All right, so we got to find the fewest number of terms possible. First thing we're going to do, we're going to just start adding and subtracting across. We're going to combine like terms. We have a 3x squared here. We have an 8x squared here. And that's all we have. So when looking at the problem, you have 3x minus 8x. We'll give 3x squared minus 8x squared is going to give you how many x squared? Remember, this is negative 8x, this is 3x, so we're going to get a negative 5x squared, right? Now we're going to move over to the next term. We have a negative 4x here and an x here. So a negative 4x minus 1x is going to give you what? That's going to give you a 3x. So you have negative 4x minus an x will give you negative 3x, right? Now we're going to look at the next term from there. We have a 5 here and a 4 here. So what would be 5 plus a negative 4? That will give us a 1. Not an x because there's no coefficient following the number. So it'll just be plus 1. All right, and what do we have left over? The 5x. So you just can't bring it down plus 5xy. And it said that we needed to get the fewest number of possible terms. We now have the fewest number of possible terms. So this would be your answer. Understood? Going on to number 4, which says, select an expression that is equivalent to n squared minus 25. We're going to rewrite the question. M squared minus 25. So in order to get another expression for this, you're going to have to do what? We see a square root here, and we see that there's a number that could be square rooted, right? So what we're going to do, because this is being multiplied to m to the second, we're going to divide by the square root. Okay? What's the square root of m squared? So the square root squared is going to be equal to what? It will be equal to m. So you have m squared here, you take the square root of m, it will leave you with m, right? Now we're working with the 25. Negative 25 divided by the square root of 2 is going to give you what? You should come out with a -5. All right? Moving on from there. So now we're going to have, and remember, we're going to need to use these two terms here. So that will give us m minus 5, m plus 5. 1 second. Actually, I did that one incorrectly. Let's start over. Sorry about that. So we have number 4, which says select the expression that is equivalent to m squared minus 5. All right. Now what you can do is you can go down the list of the options that they give you to see if any of those work. For example, let's look at number A, letter A. If you do letter A from the list, m squared minus 10m plus 25, we're going to be doing binomial factoring, right? So with that being said, this here isn't going to be the answer because we're trying to get from here somewhere else. So let's try letter C, which is m minus 5, m plus 5. Now let's do the math. M times m is equal to what? M squared. M times 5 will give you plus 5m. Negative 5 times m will give you negative 5m. Then negative 5 times 5 will give you negative 25. Right? Do the math, bringing everything down. M squared plus 5m minus 5m is 0. Then you just have the 25 minus 25. Does that reflect the number that we have up here, m squared minus 25? Yes, it does. So that would be your best answer. All right. Number 5, we have enter an equation equivalent to 3x plus 2y squared minus 3x plus 2x squared plus y squared minus 2x minus x squared plus 3y squared plus x, using the fewest number of possible terms. So what we're going to do is rewrite the question or the problem. So we have 3x squared plus 2y squared minus 3x, right? Plus 2x squared plus y squared minus 2x minus x squared plus 3y squared plus x is going to give us some number. We're going to combine like terms. We have a 3x squared here, we have a 2x squared here, and we have an x squared there. Now remember, you can only add or subtract if the terms are alike, or the terms are the same. The terms would be the coefficient with the exponent. So this is an x squared, this is an x squared, this is an x squared. Only all x squareds can only be added or subtracted together. So we have 3x squared plus 2x squared is equal to how many x squareds? 5x squared minus an x squared, which will give you 4x squared, right? Let's move over to the next one. Y squares. We have a 2y squared here, plus a y squared here, plus a 3y squared here. So 2y squared plus a y squared equals 3y squared, plus 3y squared again will give us 6y squared. Cool? Now looking at the last term, we have a negative 3x here, a negative 2x here, and a positive x here. So negative 3x plus a negative 2x is going to give us a negative 5x, right? So with the negative 5x plus an x is going to give us what? A negative 4x. We have no more terms to work out. This would be our answer. 4x squared plus 6y squared minus 4x. And that would be the answer. Now, I'm going to also send you guys 5 more questions that you will find in your emails later today. They will be math questions and related to the practice test that we're preparing for, which is the CAFs for CAFs testing. Should you have any problems, concerns, or questions, please send them to my email, or you can just ask me during advisory. Hopefully this will have helped you. If not, we can go over it again on Monday. Let me know if I can do anything for you guys or if you need anything. All right, I'll see you at advisory. Have a good morning.